Hi guys, welcome back to our reviews of Ready to Love. This is season 3, episode 10, and today's episode is titled Love and Loss. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell.
Yeah. Happy New Year, guys.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year.
This is us back.
First video of 2021.
Glad we're out of 2020. But yeah.
All right, so we start out with Joy and Jay sitting by the fire with wine, and they have a banter about chocolate and peanut butter and him having an allergy.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Aw, she remembers his allergies."
Yeah.
Denise and Cal funny. They sit outside and they talk. He told her that she was number one until Adriana came along. She then said, I wrote down that she said she's learning to love, or what's the words I said? Learning to love him. Was the him Calfani or the him Anthony?
I thought it was Calfani.
I thought it was too, but then when Calfani was talking later in the episode, it didn't sound like it.
It didn't sound right.
I don't know. Production comes to Jay and get them to come to Joy's room. This is where we find out what all the commotion was about from the last episode. Joy's sister passed away.
Yeah.
And basically they just told him, because he was the person closest to her, go console your girl.
Right.
Nephew Tommy met with Jay and they discussed ways to support Joy. I know that it's hard to lose someone, but it's even harder to lose someone with cameras watching your every move. Yeah. My heart really felt for Joy in that moment, not just because she lost her sister, but because we're watching it and she's reliving it again, essentially. Right. Because I know that no matter if she watches this episode or not, people are going to go to her page and offer condolences and things like that. And that's just hard because this is still fresh, because they were there, September, October? Yeah. Something like that. It's been very recent that they were all on the resort. Nephew Tommy then meets with the cast about Joy and lets those who are not in the know. It looked like Adriana and Winter knew. And
Denise.
And
I think Denise knew too. Because
Denise covered her face when he said it, so that's what made me feel like Denise didn't know. She was taking the emotion in.
I think all the girls knew. But it's not really that important. But I think all the girls knew except and the men didn't know.
Yeah.
Or the boys didn't know.
Joy then leaves to go to Chicago to be with her family. And then we have the kind of banter of people processing the emotions with each other. So Winter and Denise go on a talk, and they did confessionals that were directly telling Joy, I'm sorry for you, we're here for you, anything that you need. Winter and Edwin have a chat, and Edwin reflected on his time there on the resort and all of the things that Joy meant to him, which I don't want to sound insensitive, and I don't feel like it's going to sound insensitive, but when people try to take the aim off of it, it's almost like they painted it like Joy died, and it's like it wasn't Joy that passed away. Right. Joy is still all of those things. She's just not on the resort right now.
I mean, what Edwin was, or what he meant to, was not that she passed, but more so that she wasn't there to participate anymore.
No, I get that. That's what I'm saying. But it was just the verbiage that was used felt like they were talking about Joy in past tense, and it's like Joy's not in past tense. It's just this situation.
Right.
Says that Joy is not there with her. Her sister passing away. I'm sorry, not there with her, but not there with them. So Joy is not physically present with them, but like obviously her presence is still felt and her presence is missed.
Right.
What else do I have? That was Winter and Edwin. Denise and Cal finally sat down. This is kind of where we pick back up from.
Yeah, because like that day when they stopped talking or went over the emergency meeting with nephew Tommy, they basically didn't have anything to do that day.
Mm-hmm. So that was everybody just getting together and taking their walks.
Right. And so now at this point with Denise and Cal finally, things started to pick up as regular as it would be or could be at that moment.
Mm-hmm. So that's when and Winter said it perfectly. That's when Denise made her strategic move.
Right.
That failed her.
That failed miserably, man.
She told Cal finally that they had to break up, and he was like, "We in a relationship?" Right.
I think Denise throughout the whole time at the resort misconstrued the relationship her and Cal finally had. Mm-hmm. She was putting more emphasis on this is who I'm with. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like you go on one of those church retreats and
a church retreat,
and you give, everybody choose a chick that they, everybody couple off. Anyway, so you couple off at the church retreat, and that's who you hang out with.
I guess we didn't do church retreats, so whatever.
But that's who you hang with, and I did church retreats. That's who you hang with, and that's who you're with, and you're coding, as they say in Memphis. Shout out to Memphis, man. And you coding that whole time you're at the retreat. So I feel like that's what Denise was doing, and she took it way too far because the purpose of it was to talk to everybody. Mm-hmm. The purpose of the whole retreat was to see who you're compatible with and who you make the most connections to. And I don't think Denise really understood that.
And Denise wasn't really, and I don't remember if he said this directly to her. I know he said it to the guys, but Denise wasn't taking into account her audience. Yeah. Because he had said on another occasion how he wasn't feeling her like being territorial with him when they're not together. Yeah. So
that's when she told Cal Funny that they were breaking up. I wrote that she's playing games with him. I said she playing games with Cal Funny. He don't need to be with her if she gonna do that. It's because she literally said she is falling for Anthony. Mm-hmm. So Anthony is there. I feel like Anthony is everybody's contingency plan.
Just Winter and Denise.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's who was.
Because it's just Winter, Denise, and Adriana left
at this point. Yeah. Yeah. And then she brought up something, and I was trying to figure that out, and I wanted to ask you, but she was like, "I want to see if he would fight for me." At the end of the whole thing, that's when I figured out she was playing the game. And that's when Winter was like, "She's this is strategy for her." Mm-hmm. For me, what does that look like, fighting for you? Like, cause I understand physically fighting, but at this point, nobody goes together. Nobody's in a relationship.
I guess you're supposed to be like, hey, nah, like, I'm trying to do this with you. We trying to be together, and that's not what happened. Yeah. I don't know what that's supposed to look like because, like, I'm just gonna be completely honest. I'm the hardest person to claim somebody. Like, I don't have time. Yeah. Like, it has to be a discussion on both sides because otherwise you're just this guy that I talk to. Mm-hmm. And for as much as we want to say that they're looking for love, this is still a TV show. Right. And people go on TV shows to get famous or for other opportunities or whatever it may be. Right. And I look at this one as this is a TV show that you can use to springboard whatever else you're doing, because especially during COVID, we ain't doing nothing else.
Right.
So you can have interviews with all the people on YouTube and do whatever you gotta do to like push whatever your product is.
Yeah.
So I said all that to say, I don't know what she was expecting him to fight for, like how she was expecting him to fight. But the only thing that I could think of that could possibly happen is perhaps him, like if she's out with Anthony for Cal Funny to stop and be like, hey, bruh, this my girl. Cause what else can you do?
Nothing.
I don't get it.
What's next?
Winter and Jay talk at the lake. Jay was in a suit. I was hot. Because I want to say that this resort is in Georgia. But let's just say for all, like, it's in Texas.
Yeah.
That's hotter than Atlanta or Metro Atlanta. Like, that time of year is hot. He got on a suit at the lake. I got hot. He told Winter that he was going to leave to go support Joy. He had been speaking with her, and he was going to just basically bow out and basically go be with his girl.
That's what I figured. Like when everything happened and, you know, we realized it was Joy, I figured Jay was going to go home because at that point, we all know that he wants to be with Joy. And that was his pick and, you know, everything like that. It just made sense for him to not continue on, you know. It made sense for him to go ahead and leave and allow the other people to, you know, continue on and not stray the results, I guess.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it wouldn't be genuine if you spent however many weeks, you know, looking for Joy. And then at the end, it's like, Joy's not here. You're second best.
Right.
You win.
And then, you know, it's just not right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
he comes back in, he lets everybody know, like, so they don't have to hear it from somebody else. He just goes through, tells everybody he's leaving, which, great.
Yeah.
Like, I fully understood it. It makes total sense. Go spend time with Joy and her family.
Right.
Or whatever you're gonna do.
Whatever you're gonna do or however you're gonna do it. Just be in support of her however you can. So I thought that was beautiful. And for them to, I thought that was something very thoughtful for him to do for Joy. So
next up, Nephew Tommy got everyone together. I can't remember if this was supposed to be an activity at the ending of it, because I don't remember if I wrote anything about an activity. But while everyone was getting together and talking and processing, like the fact that Joy is now gone and the fact that Jay is now gone, Edwin stood up and he basically removed himself from the equation as well. So that, which made sense because his number one was Joy. And I don't think that, like, with Winter being, I think he was Winter's pick, but Winter wasn't his number two. I don't think he had a number two.
Yeah, I think Joy was it. I don't think Winter and him were together at all. But I think because Joy was his pick, and he finally realized that, like, Jay and Joy are going to pick each other.
I don't think he finally realized that. I think it was just he wasn't going to send himself home.
Yeah. And so him bowing out made sense to me because nobody else was there for him. Him realizing a lot of things about himself. They talked about him falling in love with himself. And that's something I've personally said before we got together. I had to learn to love me before I could love someone else. And that's some soul searching. You know, like, so kudos to Edwin with realizing the things that make him happy and the things that he knows and how to love himself. So yeah, doing some self-discovery. And so that's what I got with that part.
All right, next up, Calfani and Anthony talk about Denise and the breakup. Everyone involved is confused except for Denise, apparently.
Right.
And she wasn't there for this conversation. Basically, both guys are like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't expect Anthony to make it this far in the process.
Like I was thinking that same thing. I was like, Anthony has really flown under the radar, secured a number 2 spot.
Anthony just has not made people that upset.
Right.
That's what he has done a great job of flying the, riding the line of, I'm here, but I ain't gonna mess with you too much. Right. And so with him being able to do a really good job of that, it's worked out for him. And I think we said last week that Anthony, Joy, Jay, and Adriana were in the best positions. Yeah. Because all of them had, at minimum, two people trying to get with them. So it makes sense that Anthony was able to ride the line and get to the end. Although I was worried that he had completely killed his chances with Winter when he kept bringing up Denise to Winter. But then when Denise did what she did, it kind of threw him off. So it is what it is. I wonder how would you have felt in that situation if you were Anthony and you like Denise liked you, and then she tells this other dude, hey, I'm gonna break up with you, but nobody's together. I
mean, that would honestly turn me off from Denise because
why?
Let me
I'm asking.
It would turn me off from Denise just because she is confused at what we're doing. We're all talking to each other. We're all trying to get to know each other and see where we can go in a relationship. Or if we can even get in a relationship. And here it is, you're saying you're breaking up with somebody. And we never knew that there was restraint on we didn't know y'all was in a relationship. So, for her to say that, I mean, if she would just stop talking to him, that's, enough. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't turn me off because I would have looked at it as being a childish move. We're breaking up, but we're not even together. So that's why.
So next up, Denise and Winter talk about their connections and Denise breaking up with Calfani. I said Winter hit the nail on the head in her confessional when she said it was about strategy. Obviously, we all know now that it was a failed strategy.
Yeah. Terrible strategy.
Adriana and Rasheed go and play Jenga, and one of their blocks said that they had to kiss, so they kissed each other. This isn't their first kiss.
Nah.
They kissed a lot.
Nah. There's two things about that Jenga game. It was truth or dare, Jenga, the one thing, and that was one hell of a game of Jenga. Did you see the block?
It got serious.
Did you see the block?
It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall.
She was like, I'll just take this one. One thing that I did notice in that whole scene was that Rasheed asked Adriana, I be getting her confused with Alex, but Rasheed asked Adriana if he is still her number one. And she dodged that question like she was playing dodgeball at a dodgeball tournament in 99. So I was like, whoa. And he saw that too. So I was like, okay, well, we'll see.
Their age difference worries me a little bit.
But I mean, I can see that.
And not because I think that 10 years is so far apart, but because he's in his 40s and divorced with a kid, I feel like he's looking to settle down again. And she seems very flirty and giggly, and I just equate that with, I want to go out on dates. I'm not trying to get married. And I'm not saying that about her, but that's just usually what it feels like.
No, I mean, like, well, I can't say how she feel.
No, I mean, I don't know.
You know, but I mean, I see them two. It's hard. That's like, for me, that's the competition. That's the most interesting part about the show at this point. Just because it's still a competition and it's still a choice to be made. I
guess also on that same regard about their age, it has to not be a factor for her because they dated before.
Right.
So she might like older guys. So there's that. Anthony and Denise, well, everyone is sitting around and Anthony pulls Denise to the side over to the bar and they have a conversation. Essentially, they talk. He's not buying what she's selling. And she got an attitude with him and said, send Calfani over.
Right. No, he actually was like, she was lying to him too.
I know, that's why I said she's not buying. He's not buying what she was selling.
She told him she is falling for him and he was like, nah.
Me?
A whole me. But he basically told her that he wasn't gonna pick her and Calfani wasn't gonna, and him and Calfani talked and Calfani wasn't gonna pick her either. So it's kind of like,
we lost another cast member. Because when Denise saw that nobody was going to pick her, she just removed herself from the equation.
Yeah, I mean, it made
instead
sense.
of waiting until the last day to find out that nobody chose her. So in this episode, we had Jay, Joy, Edwin, and Denise all go home.
Right.
Which that's been the largest exodus.
But I feel like Jay and Joy, like...
No, I'm not saying that I'm just saying this is 4 people that have left.
Yeah.
So this is like, it went from, this is like everybody to, whew, okay, guys.
Right.
What's gonna happen? So at the ending, we have Anthony, who's obviously going to choose Winter.
Yeah.
And then we have Adriana, who has Calfani and Rasheed.
Yeah.
And that's it, right?
Yep.
That's all that's left. Basically they do let them know, well, before Denise and Anthony went and had their talk, Nephew Tommy let them know that they were going to be doing sit downs with family. Yeah. So that should be interesting because we did the sit down with friends already, and Adriana's friend really thought that Rasheed was better for her than Calfani because she talked about how Rasheed made her feel. And all she could say about Calfani was how he looked.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting to see who the family member is and what they have to say. Also, Winter and Anthony, it's just they're at the ending, so
yeah. By default, they choose each other.
But as Winter said in her, I think it was like as the episode was going off when they show you the preview for next week, she said that he could just not meet her out there. And I mean, that's very true. Yeah. He could opt out of the entire thing like Edwin had done on the last episode. Yeah. Well, on this episode. But I guess all we have to do is see if Anthony and Winter stick it out and actually like try to date. And then, if I'm not mistaken, there's a reunion.
Yeah, it is.
So to see where things are with Jay and Joy, if Winter and Anthony are actually dating, and then who Adriana chose. I still think it's gonna be Rasheed.
I think it's gonna be Rasheed. I think Rasheed is like the choice that she wants to make. But I think she thinks Calfani is a good look. It's great eye candy. So, and I think now she's starting to really starting to know Calfani as a person. So, I mean, it's definitely a hard choice. It looks like a hard choice for her. So we definitely will see.
I don't think I know, or not I, but like we as the viewers know a ton about Calfani as far as what his interests are outside of fitness and his daughter.
Yeah.
But we've gotten a little bit more of Rasheed's story as he was getting to know Simone and Alex. Like, they showed more of his stuff when he was on dates with people that were not Adriana.
Yeah.
So interested to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all I got. I'm voting for Rasheed.
Yeah, I think I got Rasheed and Adriana and Anthony and Winter.
You think Anthony and Winter are actually gonna like make a couple though?
I don't know how far they're gonna make it, but I think that at the end of this thing, they're gonna choose each other. Cause I mean, like even in the episode, Winter like basically did a heat check with Anthony and was like, "We on the same page? Yeah, okay, cool, bet. Let's move on." You know, I think we're gonna get two couples at the end of it. So,
well, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, and comment down below and let us know who you think Adriana's gonna pick. Because that's all
the choices. Do you think Anthony and Winter is gonna
do you think
choose each other?
Anthony and Winter are going to actually like make it beyond episode 10 into episode 11 and the reunion?
Yeah.
And then also Adriana and her guys.
Yep.
All right. That's all we got. Bye, guys.
Peace.